same question, but we're talking about the coaches and the athlete side of things, but what about the fans' perspective of things? Because the fans that are invested into you guys, the beat reporters, can also be just as critical as the coaches and the players. So, from that perspective,
Yeah.
has there ever been a time to where the fans are like, "Oh man, this guy isn't asking any good questions. He's holding the water, I guess, however that phrase goes." But
Hmm.
did you get a lot of that as well from the fans for not being as hard as they thought you should be on them?
Yeah, I don't think I got much of that, negativity from the fans. I think people, were critical of some of the stuff that I wrote, or um, the way I went about the job sometimes, and I can't think of any specific examples. I think I guess the one thing that kind of sticks out. This wasn't with Wazoo, but when I was covering Gonzaga, I broke the story about John Stockton being banned from home games at the Kennel for refusing to wear a mask, and so I got a lot of blowback on my story there. And why would you write that? This isn't a story. And honestly, from both sides. So I think as a writer, you just have to get to a point where you ignore that. And I think I got to a point where I decided, hey, if my editors are happy with my work, if my bosses are happy, then that's really all I care about. They're the people who know what the job is, know me. I think, but it is easy, especially when you get more of a following. Like when I left the Tribune and started covering Wazoo for the Spokesman. I think within a day or two, I gained 5,000, 6,000 followers on Twitter, and maybe not that many, but it was somewhere around there. And so I think you kind of feel this sense of responsibility, and it's easy to let those voices get to you and kind of affect your day to day life. And I think I tried to remind myself, and probably didn't do a good job in the early stages of doing this, that they're people who only know me for what I'm doing as the beat writer. They don't know me personally. They're people who've never met me. So I think it's easy to kind of internalize that. But I think with kind of experience, you get better, and you learn to ignore stuff like that. And you do get some pretty nasty comments sometimes, nasty emails, nasty voicemails. But I think it's best to kind of ignore that and block it out if you can. And it's not easy, but it's something you learn to get better at.